Weight Control Tablet is the greatest medicine in the world. This medicine dissolves excess fat faster than Ariana Grande on Ozempic and will not give you autism like Elon Musk. But though the side effects are Ebola, cancer, extreme diarrhea, type 3 diabetes, racism, constant ejaculation if you are a woman, period cramps when you are a man, and lastly, instant madness if you are a child. And please, consult your doctor if you die. Thank you. The most powerful man in the world didn't just become stronger and untouchable. He became a god. And by the time anyone realized what he had done, it was already too late. It all centers around one man, Homelander. Publicly, he was America's greatest hero, the face of justice, strength, and safety. A symbol people trusted without question. But behind the cameras, behind the applause, there was a very different reality. Homelander wasn't just powerful, he was unstable. Raised in a lab, engineered without love, without limits, without accountability. And by the time this story unfolds, something had changed. Homelander wasn't afraid of enemies anymore. He was afraid of dying. Not in the way normal people fear death, but in a way that felt like betrayal. Because for the first time in his life, there was something that could actually kill him. A specialized virus designed to target supes like him. That fear set everything in motion. Before all of this, life for Homelander followed a predictable rhythm. Public appearances, carefully scripted rescues.
You people should be thanking Christ that I am who and what I am because you need me. You need me to save you.
Corporate meetings inside Vought Tower. He was controlled chaos. Dangerous, but contained. People believed he was a god. But even gods have weaknesses. And once Homelander learned about the virus, everything shifted. He stopped playing the hero. He started hunting for something else. The original formula, V1. Unlike the diluted compound V used to create modern supes, V1 was pure, untouched. Created during World War II by Frederick Vought himself. It had only ever been used on a select few. Soldier Boy, Stormfront. And he didn't just give power, it stopped time. No aging, no decay, no limits. To Homelander, it wasn't just a serum, it was survival. And that's when people started disappearing. At first, no one connected the dots. A missing lab technician, a black site facility wiped clean overnight, a transport convoy that never reached its destination. Officially, nothing was wrong. Unofficially, something was very wrong. The first real alarm came from a low-level Vought analyst named Daniela Reeves. She wasn't a hero, she wasn't important, but she noticed patterns others ignored. Access logs being altered, surveillance feeds cut at precise moments, entire files being erased and rewritten. Daniela reported it. 2 days later, Daniela Reeves was gone. No body, no struggle. Just an empty apartment and a single broken phone left on the floor. That's when the investigation quietly began. Not by the police, they were kept in the dark, but by people inside Vought who understood what this could mean. If Homelander was moving without permission, if he was hiding something, it wasn't just a security breach. It was a threat to everyone. They started with the last known lead, a Supe known as Bombsight. Bombsight had gone off-grid months earlier, and rumors suggested he had something valuable, something stolen, something even Vought couldn't replicate. The last surviving sample of V1. But Bombsight wasn't alone.
Let's go.
He had someone he cared about, someone sick, someone he was trying to save, and that made him vulnerable. When investigators tracked his movements, they expected to find a negotiation. What they found instead was a deal already made. Because Homelander wasn't the one who reached Bombsight first. It was Soldier Boy, Homelander's father, the man who once called him a disappointment. Witnesses, the few who survived, described what happened as less of a meeting and more of a reckoning. Soldier Boy confronted Bombsight, not to kill him, but to take something from him. In exchange, he offered freedom. One blast. That was all it took. Soldier Boy's radiation stripped Bombsight of his powers, leaving him human, fragile, but alive. And in return, Bombsight handed over the V1. At that moment, everything could have ended. Soldier Boy could have destroyed it. He was supposed to destroy it. Even those watching from the shadows believed he would. But something changed. Something no one expected. In a quiet moment, after the deal was done, Soldier Boy spoke about the past, about Clara, Stormfront, and her belief in legacy, in perfection. And for the first time, he didn't see Homelander as a failure. He saw him as the final product, the ultimate version of everything they had tried to create. So instead of destroying the serum, he gave it to him. No cameras recorded it, no official reports confirmed it. But one detail made its way back through whispers and fragmented accounts. Soldier Boy looked at Homelander and said, "She was wrong about me. She just hadn't met you yet." And then he handed him the vial. What happened next was something no one could stop. Homelander didn't hesitate. He didn't test it. He didn't question it. He used his own heat vision to burn a hole into his arm. And then he injected the V1 directly into the wound. Witnesses described the moment as unbearable. Not because of what they saw, but because of what they felt. The air changed. The pressure shifted. It was like the world itself recognized something had just been unleashed. Homelander screamed, not in pain, but in transformation. And then he flew, high above the clouds, far beyond where anyone could reach him. And that's when it happened. A beam of heat vision, larger than anything ever recorded, tore across the sky. For a moment, people thought it was a solar flare, a weapons test, a natural anomaly. But those who knew understood immediately. He had changed. The investigation didn't stop there. It escalated. Labs were tested, blood samples analyzed, old Vought data pulled from deep archives. And the conclusion was undeniable. The virus designed to kill Supes, it wouldn't work on him anymore. V1 didn't have the same biological markers. It made him immune. And worse, It stopped his aging completely. Homelander hadn't just made himself stronger. He had removed the only known way to kill him. The case didn't end with an arrest. There was no trial, no official statement. Because how do you charge someone who can't be contained?
How do you stop someone who no longer fears death? In the weeks that followed, the disappearances stopped. The system stabilized. Publicly, everything returned to normal. But behind closed doors, the truth lingered. This wasn't a victory. It was a transformation. Homelander wasn't just the most powerful man alive anymore. He was permanent. And the most terrifying part? No one knows what he'll do with forever. Because when someone like that stops fearing consequences, they don't become a hero. They become something else entirely. And by the time the world realizes what he's become, there may be no one left powerful enough to stop him.
I am the Messiah. I'm the savior of the world.
The Messiah?
Yes.